Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
40 years ago this week, musical stars from across the planet gathered in London and Philadelphia to present Live Aid. Now, some people say that for all the hero worship those musicians received, the concert really didn't do anything for the people it was supposed to help. And you know what you call people who say that? You call them right. They're right. But hey, we all like that set by Queen. So, that's something. Sorry about that, Africa. And speaking of sorry, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
1.
Woohoo!
America, how deep you are.
You're welcome.
100% welcome, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. As I set the timer here, Juan. I always forget to do that before we push the record button. Otherwise, we're halfway through.
We'll be here forever.
We have no idea. Yeah, I know. And I know, America, you need more of us, but we got to cut it off. We got to have a heart out when we have to.
Yeah, well, my son, who I haven't seen in 4 or 5 months, is back.
All right.
And sent me a note Thursday. I guess said, "Hey, let's hang Saturday, maybe Sunday." I said, "All right."
Okay, wait. Let's hang Saturday, maybe Sunday.
And maybe Sunday.
And maybe. I'm about to say. Yeah. So you basically is telling me to block out my weekend.
Right, which nobody seems to understand that dilemma but me. So I said, sure, man. Yeah. My wife and my daughter are there traveling back from Austin right now. So it's not like I had anything else going on.
Correct.
Literally nothing else going on. But then yesterday morning, getting a late start. So how about tomorrow? I can be there, anywhere from from noon till like between 6 and 7. All right, that's cool. 4:05. Hadn't seen him yet.
Oh, jeez. So he may walk in while we're doing this.
It could be, man. Could be.
Well, pass along a howdy to him. If it's one of those things. One, I get that, but they're your kids, so you would obviously you'll block it out. Anybody else, you would say no. You can't make it, but you like your kids. You haven't seen them in forever. You love your kids,
right? And I know good and well what it's going to be. Literally, no, it's going to be a crapshoot, and which is why when you said
okay,
with your Sunday, totally flexible because.
At least Juan and I give a little consideration to each other. Like, hey, man, what's your day look like? You got church in the morning. You got this. You got that. So, but anyway, so I hope he does show up. If he does, have him. Yeah. We've talked about him over 4 years.
He ain't popping up.
Maybe bring one of them childrens.
Dude, that's definitely not happening.
That's not going to happen. Okay, no. Well, that's that. But you may run into. I do this a bit. I'm guilty of this. I'll make plans in my head of, it's him. If I don't have anything, nobody, I'm not told that I've got to do anything or my wife, and it's usually my wife, they would tell me, hey, we want to do this, or you want to do this, or so-and-so contacted it. But in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to finally take care of this here. And so I got plans. I just don't have hard plans. I don't announce them to the world. So when she throws something out at me, seemingly last minute, and my response is pretty much always, why are you doing that? Do you have plans? Well, they're not going to sound like good plans to you when I say them.
Right. This is what I tell this to my children too. It's not that I'm locked in hardcore on a time, but I'm also not sitting around waiting for somebody to show up, right, begging for something to do.
Yeah.
It's because if I think, it's like my other son, it's forever and a day has been wanting me. He's had some speaker issues that he swears he knows how to fix on his car, but I have to go fix. Um,
It seems
and it's been 10 times. Yeah.
contradictory there. I know what needs to be fixed, but you're the one that has to fix it.
Right. But it's always, all right, you want to do it this weekend? Yeah, I'm around. I'm around. Ah, all right. Well, I was going to go Wednesday because, again, it was by myself all week. Ah, could we wait till maybe Friday? It's like, all right. Then Friday, look, I said, hey, dude, it's Friday afternoon. I'm not cutting across town in traffic. Not happening. I was coming back Saturday anyway. I said, I tell you what, I know you like to sleep late on Saturdays. How about you just leave the car one door unlocked?
Yeah.
I'll come there and I'll do it. You're gonna get up. All yeah. No, I don't want to do that to you. I want to help you. Yeah, it's not fair to you.
I want to help you. I want
Yeah.
to help
So,
you.
so all right. So I got to buy some stuff to get it done. So yeah, I get up about 8:30 yesterday. I noticed I got a text from about 10 minutes ago. Hey, mind if we wait till noon? And it's like, well,
I
kind of, because
kind
it's I'm gonna be outside. It's kind of hot out there, and we said 10, and you know whatever. And then so I said, yeah, what, just whatever.
it's got to be generational. It's a
But then I'd be doggone if not 30, 40 minutes later. All right, I'm ready. Well, hell, I'm not now.
hey, I tapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was always of the mind, dude, if anybody's doing me a favor, I'm on their
Well,
schedule.
yeah.
I'm on whatever, man. I'm on, when you need whatever works for you. Yeah, again, I'm the one asking the favor. I will do, but yeah, I know I guess a little
No, I
different
know.
with.
It's with kids. 'Cause like I said, he supposedly knows what he's doing, and I go there and I say, I don't really think that's how this is supposed to be fixed. No, you got to pop that out. I said, I think if you pop that out, it's going to break the speaker. No, it's not. I'm telling you. I
Telling you.
said, feel that. It's not coming out. And then I said, all right, well, here, you push it out. And he said, why? I said, because I'm not breaking your speaker. I know if I push that thing and it breaks, I'm going to get blamed.
There you go. And you're going to look at me for me to pay for it.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's not how this, well, it's always easier. Now this is not because you're fixing this for your son, but in effect, you're fixing it for yourself because it's family. And if something happens, okay.
Right. Because
tell
here's
it
the deal. If it breaks, I'm going to sit down and say, hey, just go take it to the shop. I'll pay for it.
I tell this, to my wife all the time. It's a lot easier to fix other people's stuff because you're not as worried, especially when you're doing someone a favor. You know what? If I break it, I was kind of doing you a
Yeah,
favor.
my bad, bro. I tried.
I was trying. And you notice when you're working on somebody else's stuff, you're a little more willing to give a little harder turn or a little, right? Like your sense of, oh man, I might break this crap.
Yeah. Oh, bro, that bolt just stripped. I can't do
Oh,
anything.
dang it. Sorry about
I'd be
that.
you. I'd have it towed to the shop. I got to go.
Well, that's one of those things. Again, that's all generational. My wife over the years, and I'm probably past that now. Although my sons, if I'm there, if I can get them to help me with big things, like lifting things is where I need help. Right. That's pretty much if I got something I need to haul or something heavy, they're men. All right. But as far as I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm trying to fix things. So I really don't need any help. In fact, help makes it worse.
That's the whole, and I thought about that yesterday doing the thing. When it's stuff like that, I'm a lot better off just let me be.
Let me be.
The whole situation would have been a lot better if you'd have just slept and let me do my thing. When you wake up, it's either fixed or it's not. I've put it back together now.
Good news for you. You can do something that you really enjoy doing. Sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be out here taking taking a shot at this, but yeah, because I'm that way when if it's taken on, and I don't take on huge well, let me put it this way. All right, it's funny we say this. Plumbing this week. God bless my wife. It wasn't, neither of these things were really her fault. It just so happened back to back, boom, boom. Right. And look, you might be like me. I got a pit in my stomach when stuff starts breaking, or just like, oh, geez, do I need a plumber out here? What's going on? And so now she kind of fussed at me about doing this. She claimed she didn't, but I kind of knew she was. So in our master bath, you got a separate, toilet area.
Uh-huh.
They closes off. It's almost like a closet, right?
Right, right.
Right.
I think
Like
some places call that a water closet.
might. So, there's a bathroom, there's a big tub and shower, whatever, but this the toilet separate. So it's pretty small space. And there's always like a garbage can back there, or sort of, and it's tight, man. I mean, like it's if you want to pull the can up, you got to like pull it straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's not, or you'll be banging.
Right. There's not a lot of leeway.
So apparently she was, I don't know. She looked back there, and I guess something had fallen on the side of the garbage can or whatever, or she noticed dust. She noticed that there was some dust and stuff built up back there, and doing what a conscientious person would do, apparently, so you decided to clean it. Now, where the mystery is how aggressively and how, like, what was she doing to clean it? Because after she was done, the pipe, and it's really like a hose. It's like a metal hose back there. The water
Right. It's not a pipe anymore.
was leaking, started leaking. Now, look, I think you got to hit it pretty hard. I think you got to do, it's been my experience. You got to put some effort into moving that.
Put it this way. If you didn't put that much effort into it that time to make it leak,
Right.
you put some effort into it a few other times, that all that was needed was just a little bit, one more nudge.
But then I'm looking at it, and there was some water on the ground. I'm like, well, I'm feeling is a little bit of I can feel a little water there, and every 30 seconds or so there'd be a drop. And I know this is not the way to do it, but I kind of tightened it as much as I could. I didn't want to go too tight because it's mine. I didn't want to break it.
Right.
So I do it. And then I go back to something my dad told me many, many, many years ago. And for some reason, it doesn't seem like it'd be true, but it's true. If it's a very slight leak, give it a few days. It might heal itself.
Yeah, it could.
I went get a tin pan. Dude, you want to talk about trashing this? I went get a tin pan to catch the water, put it back there, and just, inform mom. She said, we can need a plumber? We'll find out. I said, because the leak's not getting worse, right? It's not a terrible leak.
Because then there's the other part. If it's a slight leak and you dry it, then you still see some moisture. It's like, oh, did I miss that when I dried it?
Right. So set it up. And then I know it's a pressurized hose. So if it was a leak in the hose, that'd be nonstop.
Yeah.
So figuring, all right. And apparently it stopped. So, sometimes y'all, plumbing fixes itself. I guess it calcifies or whatever.
Yeah, it could be, especially like in the toilet tank, there's probably some level of residue or something that'll just get in there and fill in the gap.
But man, it's that pit in the stomach time of, gosh, dang it. And it's not, look, I mean, we're lucky enough that, we can get a plumber over here and everything, but like, I'd be more annoyed about having to prepare for a plumber to come in here, and they got to move stuff out the way. They got to walk through your bedroom to get to the bathroom.
So you have to clean the bedroom.
100%. You got to clean the dang house, or declutter. It's not that cleaning. It's just
right. But that toilet is the least convenient place to get to. I've never even been to your house, and I can tell you it's the least convenient space to get to in your house.
Talk to a guy who's had to change toilet seats and stuff, dude. When you got to squeeze in between those little.
But that's what I was gonna say. When you have the little toilet room, there ain't no room.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy. Well, thank you. Here's a couple of old guys, but everybody, all the old guys listening right now are like, bro, I know exactly.
Yeah, I painted in that room. And then when you try to get back there and reach behind the toilet and you realize that your head is where sometimes pee splashes.
Man. Yes. You're down there and all of a sudden realize my face is pressed up against the side of a toilet.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no way else to do it.
It's not what I want to be doing. So then,
no graceful way to get up.
As we're doing this, as I'm like, all right, let's see if this. She goes over to. We have double sinks, right? We have a big, right, double mirrors, double sinks. There's a cabinet in between. Anyway, so she gets under. Now if you're like us, underneath your sink. Man, she goes under hers more than me because she keeps stuff down there. Whatever the appliances are, she keeps. Right.
Right.
Like,
Underneath my wife's is generally, is decluttered every now and then or every couple months. Mine is just where they stick the other crap.
well, that's it. Like my underneath my side is the supply side. You know, what I mean, like, hey, you need dental floss, you need toothpaste, you need
Hmm.
deodorant. I mean, like, that's the supplies. So I mean, so I'm already kind of, plumbing issues, and she says, "Oh, yeah, it's leaking under my sink over here." It's like, man, when it rains, it freaking pours, right? Same deal. Get out there and you know, my my nightmare, and I shouldn't say it because I don't want to speak this into existence, but it happens, is clogs in the drains under the house, or broken drainage pipes, or you get a broken drainage pipe and roots of a tree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Had that.
that's called take up the floor and jackhammer the slab.
I've had that happen. Now, fortunately, well, now these days, they try not to jackhammer
Okay.
house.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had that.
They dig under the slab if they can.
I
But
guess
the
they can
basic.
snake it to some extent, huh?
No, no, my neighbor had did it the other day. No, they basically dig a tunnel. They dig a hole
Oh,
big
wow.
enough that people get down in there.
Wow, that's interesting.
I had it done. I had it done.
What you're paying for.
Yes, I had it done probably over 10 years ago. I'm gonna say over 10, less than 15, give or take, and yeah, man, dude, it was almost $7,000 back then before inflation.
When supplies were cheap.
That's when you start contemplating: do we really need that toilet? Do we
Sure.
And it was the
Hell,
only,
do I really need this house?
it was the company toilet. It was the it was the one everybody used. So I know we're talking a lot of plumbing here, guys. But anyway, I couldn't get it worked out, couldn't make sense, and then I did something that I'm actually against. But I said, what the heck? I'm gonna do it anyway, and I caulked around the drain. I don't know why the drain just coming off the sink, the big connection. I tightened it, whatever, and for some reason it was leaking, and I couldn't figure out. I couldn't see a
So
crack
from the top of the sink or
from the
underneath?
top. Well, underneath the sink, but the very top connection, the connection that
Well,
goes.
but when you put like the little chrome piece in the drain thing, you mean? That way
Um,
you
bro, I don't know. We had it changed a while back. I don't know. I didn't do anything on the top of the sink, but underneath the sink.
all right,
But
all right. Yeah, you're supposed to caulk that. You're supposed to caulk that or put some plumbing tape.
I don't know. All I know is this: I hope it doesn't leak for a while, because it'd be a mess. You're not supposed to know, man. Plumbing under that stuff's not supposed to. I don't think it is. I don't know. People that know plumbing are yelling at
Yeah.
their phones right now. You bunch of couillon shoes. But all right, plumbing with Dave and Juan. So I guess don't call us, guys.
Yeah.
Or do call us. Just know,
We'll tell you the wrong way to do it.
yeah. Or we'll break something and just shrug. Say, hey, I tried, bro. I tried. Before we came on here, so we're doing this. It was Wimbledon Championships this weekend.
Hmm.
And then something happened yesterday that I don't know, I guess, if it's ever happened, but it's weird. The women's championship. Okay, so this is the biggest tournament in the world. And it's a dream to make it to the finals of Wimbledon. And I forget the names, but the score was 6-0, 6-0. 6-love, 6-love.
Oh, wow. In the finals?
In the
Wow.
finals. In the finals. I mean, I thought it was a
Got
joke.
to be like the fastest finals ever.
Dude, and it's weird because people were talking about after, like, what would you rather do, bro? I would rather lose in the semifinals. I would rather
Yeah.
lose now granted, the money's better. They made about $1 million something bucks. So I guess,
Yeah, but still, it's just, yeah, unless it's a freak thing that you made it to the finals. It's
I don't,
embarrassing.
I don't know that I wouldn't have faked an injury at like 6-0, 3-0. You know,
6056 or 50. I'm done.
I got it. No, you have to do it before then, because if you quit with one game left, then it's just obvious. Oh, you just took. But no, and then the flip side of that is you wonder of the champion. God bless her. I mean, she's. It's a dream when you win Wimbledon, but at some point, do you go? All right, I'm gonna give you a game. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. You don't want the asterisk by it.
I don't want to make it look like you didn't show up. But the thing about tennis is, hey, take it from that was my my life for a long time. I'm still a big I like watching it, but there is no time. You can't run out the clock in tennis.
Right.
Where like in sports, like in football, basketball, soccer,
Right. You just said,
whatever.
all right, we lost this game. Let's let the scrubs play.
Oh, if you got a blowout, or even then, yeah, you got a blowout, or if it was a sport, I'm trying to think of a sport that might have a time on it that's 1-on-1. But yeah, you get to a point of, I just don't have to do anything. I'll let I'm not gonna pile on anymore.
Yeah.
Can't do that in tennis.
You're
There
right.
is no, you can be match point and they come back and win. So I can understand that, but man, that's rough.
Yeah, you think you'd have snuck one in there.
Man, that poor woman won as many games as I did. I'm an old dude. I'm an old dude dealing with plumbing issues over here in Texas, and I won as many games in the Wimbledon final as this poor woman did. I mean, I say poor woman. I think she made over $1 million.
Yeah.
To make it to the final. So, but I used to do that when I played tennis 1,000 years ago, man. I wouldn't when I'd end up playing somebody who, well, if it was somebody wasn't playing a true. If I was playing a true, I'm gonna put it on you. I'm gonna enjoy beating you 6-love. But if it's a decent dude, you know, it's a bad. I'm saying
Take a break, man. If you got to run for the shot.
well, what you end up doing if you want to throw a game, what you do is you just go for some crazy shots you can't make.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Makes it look like I was going for it. And, it's basically throwing a game your way. You're welcome, James Plaisance. If he's listening out there, ever tell you that all right. So here's the deal. So tennis was my thing back in the day, and I was, so I won regional. We joked about that. I had to have my now retired cousin, who's the athletic director of South Lafourche, found an old tennis jacket.
Steal you a leather jacket.
Well, I finally got a Letterman's jacket. I won regionals in tennis, and I do believe I'm still. I mean, I have to go back. It was about a year or two we talked about this. I do believe I'm still the only person to win regionals from South Lafourche. But I was an okay athlete, pretty good athlete. I was a good tennis player, pretty good basketball player. But I can't run the fastest, I can't jump the highest, I can't do whatever. But it's a skill's a skill, and I just knew this. A lot of people thought that. Well, nobody must play tennis. So I know there were a lot of athletes at our school who just thought they could beat me. They just thought like, well, the only reason Martin is the number 1 seed in tennis is because no real athletes,
number 2.
No real athletes want to play tennis. Okay, apologies to Thad Alamo and Todd Curall and Eddie Verdon and all you guys. Well, I'm impressed. Rusty do say the name's kind of funny. The names that come out. So one day.
Apparently, you peaked as an athlete, beating those guys.
I don't know.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, I could have been, bro. I mean, but it is what it is. But that was tennis back in the day, whatever. But I remember, it's funny things you can remember from 40 years ago. And we're hanging out at recess or whatever on the benches, and somebody's talking because I guess it was tennis season. And then James Plaisance he's a great athlete, star pitcher. All parish, all district, all region, whatever basketball player. James is a great guy. But somebody just said, well, I bet you, James can just wipe the court with you. And I'm like, I don't think so, man. I mean, and James wasn't starting it. It was his friends. And they were like, yeah, I bet money, man. And so I think the bet was like $20.
Which back then was jack.
Dude, $20 in 1983.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't think you want to do this, but whatever. And then James finally went, well, yeah, let's go. And I guess he fully thought he was going to. And we get out there like a bunch. The cutoff youth center courts, bro. Cutoff youth center courts. And we're going to play best 3 out of 5 sets. Just like Wimbledon, dude. Bunch of couillons. And I think it was like, I think I let him do 1-1-1 because I liked him. He's a good dude. I didn't tell him I let him take one game, but I let him take one game each set just not to make it look like,
Yeah, there you go. I've told this story before. My friend Joey Como went away into the Marines and came back and, wanted to bet me that he could take me and, hand-to-hand stuff.
Hand-to-hand.
Yeah, karate, whatever we do. And I said, $20, you don't touch me. But my backyard in Pankerville.
$20 you don't touch. So what was he trying to do?
He was trying to. He used to take karate too, and he said he could score on me, and could take me because now he was straight back from boot camp.
That's right.
And I said, I bet you don't lay a glove on me. Not a glove, not a foot, nothing.
I'm guessing he didn't.
He didn't. I won in front of a jam-packed audience from just random dudes from Pankerville, hanging out making side bets. You thought you had a cockfight.
So wait, this was how old were you at the time?
I don't know, early 20.
Oh, you had already had car accidents at this time?
Yeah.
Okay, this was at so college age or
Yeah.
I'm trying to put this to when I first saw you, man. When I first met you, it wasn't long after one of your
I
wrecks.
had a fresh accident when you first saw me.
Yeah, you were swole up.
Yeah, it may have been before that. It could have been a little before
You
that.
look like
Somewhere in that.
looked like you had lost a karate match the first time
Yeah, I
I
had
saw
a
you.
fractured skull, man.
That's what I remember.
So it might have been before that.
Okay, so you won't lay a glove on me. How much money you made on that?
I just think whatever, 20, $40.
Okay. I'm sorry. Your competition was a little bit it was just me and James out there by ourselves, man. I mean people may have driven by, but nobody was watching, you know.
Well, I'm guessing this bet took place, was proffered in the student union at Nichols or something. So, there was a crowd listening to my boastfulness.
Were you wearing your Chuck Taylors at the time?
I died. Not during the fight. I could have been wearing them during the conversation.
All right. Two old guys talking about, remember that time?
Back in my 20s.
So if you had to square up with somebody right now, could they hit you?
Oh, dude. I couldn't even get my hands up fast enough to stop them if my hands were already up.
It'd be like me on a tennis court right now. Yeah. I got a feeling if I get back on the tennis court anytime soon, the thing you're going to hear most out of my mouth is, good shot.
Yeah, like, ouch.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, too good. Too good. Couldn't
6-0.
Couldn't get that one. I don't know. I want to try. I mean, my thing is, you keep pushing it back. I'm going to be 60 before too long, right? Very soon. And I always thought, I'll get back out there, try to stay in decent shape and get out there and, right? Houston's not a small place. And I know they got tennis and tennis tournaments. And, I always thought, man, over 60, let's get out there. Problem is, anybody still playing at that age,
they didn't just start.
Exactly.
Probably didn't just restart.
It's not somebody sitting on their couch and never played. And, hey, Wimbledon looks fun. Let's go play some. You get
Wimbledon on grass. It's probably less impactful or less tormenting on your knees.
Easier until you slip, though. You know, and it don't take much to make me slip. That's the other thing about when you get old, man. Like it's hard enough to go from 0 to whatever kind of speed you can get to, and that speed is nowhere near what it used to be. But it's harder to stop. Can't put on the brakes. No. I'm gonna slide.
At least it's hard to stop without getting injured. Even if you don't fall, something's getting injured.
Yeah, or I'm gonna hit something. Speaking of hitting something, I don't know why. This is something random. I guess yesterday. Thankfully, I haven't seen this in a while, but somebody put this somewhere there. So hey, y'all. Those of you that like to post on Facebook and Instagram and everything, yeah, God bless America. But I could do without seeing stitches. Like people that feel compelled to, yeah, man, I'm out of surgery. And it's a close up on.
Yeah, no, don't need that.
I'm not saying, okay, let's understand something. We friends, but we're not friends. Like,
right.
Like if one of my, dude, even some of my best friends, if I was at some of my best friends' houses and they say, hey man, you want to see pictures of my, no, I really,
yeah, no. I
want to know you're okay.
I don't want to see a picture of my own stitches.
Right.
Remember several months ago, I guess 6-7 months ago, and I impaled my foot and I had to go get it stitched, and the girl stitching up said, you want a picture? I said, why?
No.
I thought you might want to see it. It's under your foot. And I said, that's a good place for it. I don't have to see it.
Unless you tell me there's something that, yeah. But, I don't know, just kind of just jump out and like, don't need that.
Here's another thing, somewhat medical. I know this person, not great. I just know the person. And hey, my salute to anybody who admits they have a problem with substance abuse. And Um, you know, did a little visit for a little rehab for 30 days. Which yeah, again, salute.
Okay.
The day the
Somebody,
person got
somebody you know, not too well,
right, not too well, but
but
the day the person got out, they posted, "Boom, I'm out."
I don't think that's how it works.
Then said, "I can't wait to tell everybody how my roommate snuck out."
Oh, you kidding me? So
So
wait, you went into rehab and then you came out a narc? Or you might have went in there a narc.
yeah, well, I don't know. You just went there really annoying, and you didn't get any less annoying.
So 30, so what's
30 days. Can't wait to see everybody to tell them how my roommate snuck out or
and
broke out.
what's the plus side of that?
Yeah, none.
Speaking of broke out, they ever catch that last guy?
No,
And for those of you that are just catching up here, we're talking about and this was good grief. How long ago
not
was
to
this?
me. Right.
It
The
broke out.
guy
I'm trying to look
who,
at my calendar up here. I was in New
oh, this had to
Orleans.
be maybe 3 months now.
Okay, I was in New Orleans on May 16th. I think it happened May 16th. I got there on a
So, all right.
Friday.
So 2 months, a good, right at 2 months now.
So 10 guys. Was it 10? I think it was 10.
It was 10. Um, Two were on the run for a long time. One was posting his stuff on social media and that he was let out. Uh, he was, I think, less than 2 miles from the prison when they apprehended him.
And he was out there for a while.
Yeah, he was going. Yeah, yeah. I'm talking about just a week or two ago. He got caught because the joke was that when he got caught, he was posting on the jail's Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, that's they're not I was going to say they're not master criminals, but man, if you avoided capture for, you know, a
I think
bit,
you deserve some credit.
a bit, and one of them's still out there, huh?
Yeah.
That's you ever think about could you do that? Could you fall like just fall out and not
I don't know. There's a part of that.
you wouldn't want to do it to your family, but if you just basically told them, "Hey, look, y'all, I'm gonna be hiding. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Well, like I watch a lot of true crime stuff, and I watch stuff. Dude, I wouldn't get caught.
I
Um,
watch no true crime, so I don't know the tricks. I don't know how
but
they catch you.
I guess because you don't think of it as a person who has no means to get away, like somebody getting out of jail. Right now, do I think if I needed to disappear, could I disappear? Hell yeah. I think I could.
You couldn't bring your phone.
No.
I mean, that's my thing.
Or any, yeah, yeah. I don't have that much
I
free
guess, and I
cash
don't know.
floating around either.
You hear burner phones. I don't know. Do they still make burner phones?
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Okay, you know this for a fact.
I think they're just analog phones.
So you just get a phone number and that's it.
Right, or you go get another Wi-Fi, like another. Um, I think like if you go to those little
I don't
cheap
know,
places.
dude. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm you know I'm proud that I'm.
My son just buzzed in from the gate. I would be willing to bet he doesn't have a smartphone. So there's a good chance if I yell down, if he
Yeah,
has an analog phone, he would know.
I like the Seminole compound. My son just buzzed in from the gate.
Yeah. Apparently, he didn't want to wait 10 seconds like everybody else for somebody to open it.
Man, look, but you know, buzzing in and looking at cameras. My wife the other day, so I probably never should have given her access to. We've got several Ring doorbells, right? Then I got one that's portable, move it around, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
and you just can. And I always just kept it on the back patio area, just to kind of see things. But then as we started dealing with animals. She wants to, you know, she's curious about what's coming and going, and you know, we can't keep the garage door open anymore because of, and I wake up the other day, goes, did you look at the patio camera? I'm like, I mean, I'm right up. First thing in the morning. I'm like, no, honey, I don't roll over and look at the camera feeds. And man,
Like
it
it's
was
a rain gauge.
wow kingdom, bro. We had cats, possums, freaking raccoon comes up and the door's closed. Raccoon just walked up that door, like on the door frame. It
Wow.
Yeah, it just like I guess it just kind of claws the side of the
On the
door
wood or the
on the
brick?
wood. Walk right up. Like,
I guess they can climb a tree, huh?
oh, dude, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, and now I don't know. I'm gonna get a letter from the HOA. It's not an official pet duck, but I got ducks, or at least a duck. Just randomly showed up in my yard one day, and well, yeah, I got something. I get, started off tossing bread. They say bread's not good for it, so I just got a big box of rice. So I'll throw rice to the ducks, and you can put some water out there. Neighbors think it's cool. Neighbors walk by and like, oh look, yeah. Of course, the thing about ducks is they poop everywhere.
Oh, do they?
I know. So that's what my wife instructed me that if you're going to keep those ducks, you got to take your shoes off when you walk inside. Like,
It's the geese are worse. We have a lot of geese in the neighborhood. Um, but they're just this girl. I've talked about her before. One of those people I follow on Facebook. I'm friends with her because she annoys me. Um, yeah, you got ducks in her yard, but thinks that they're coming because they like her. Like, no, you're freaking throwing bird feed out there. Yeah, you goofball.
that duck has no affection for you.
Right, right. It's called a habit. It knows that there's food there. So it's the same person a couple of weeks ago who posted, she posted that she was making brownies for her mail carrier because they always have to deliver her Amazon packages. So I don't know. I think I got an Amazon person. So I commented on the thing, and this was the shot because I knew she'd come back with that. So I said, "So your mailman delivers an Amazon?" And she commented, "She's a mail carrier."
A male.
And I said, "But they deliver Amazon?"
Oh, oh, you can't call her a male.
No, I can't call her mailman.
Well, they call women congressmen.
Yeah,
They don't say they don't. I mean, I guess you can say congresswoman, but they just call them congressmen. What? I mean, whatever.
But then her husband took a shot at me for
Look at you.
because obviously, I know that the UPS or the United States Post Office is having to back up UPS.
Yeah, obviously, Juan.
And I said, bruh, I where I live, nobody delivers Amazon except Amazon.
Pretty much. And nobody rings a bell anymore.
No.
I went with that policy. That ticks me off. It's like,
Oh, they do know, yeah.
right?
I got a new neighbor, and I saw her walking up to my door earlier today. And I said, well, what the hell? I didn't order anything from Walmart, and Joey and Riley been out of town. I don't think they got anything coming from Amazon. It was my new neighbor just coming to knock on my door to let me know that wasn't her trash can outside.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for
Not
keeping me.
mine. I thought that was yours.
That said, Thibodeau still rings bells because it rings here. I've got the Thibodeau
your
house.
mom's, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Thibodeau. Thibodeau, maybe it's a crime thing. Thibodeau, they don't just leave it. I mean, they're not going to stand there and wait for you, but
No,
they dang sure let you know it's there.
delivery will ring the bell and go. Which I kind of like that because they're not bringing it to you in the house, and then I don't have to feel obligated to have a conversation. So it's
How about have a conversation? I just went to get a haircut a little while ago. That's why I ended up pushing back. I hadn't gotten my haircut in, it was 3-4 months longer. And
20 years, bro.
20, yeah. It just started like, it was almost like with a beard. I can't handle the beard because I get to a certain point. Once I become super conscious of my face, I feel it. I got to shave. But I was like, my younger son, he looks like Tarzan, his hair, but he's got, what I'm saying? He has it grown out now to the point of
Right. It's there.
it's there.
He didn't go through that awkward phase.
But and then my other son,
Oh, he's separate. He's bypassed. He's through that.
right. But man, I got it down where it was, it's coming down here and it was curling up and got hair on my ears all the time. And, sadly, I think my wife liked it that way. She doesn't, we've been married long enough that she's usually nice enough not to say, you got a bad haircut. She won't say it outright, but she'll talk around it,
Yes. You ought to not go to that person. Is that a new person?
You ought to let it
go
grow
back
out.
to them.
you ought to let it grow out a little bit. You ought to let it grow, but my thing is I got to get up in front of groups a lot, like,
Yeah,
a
you
couple
can't
weeks.
look
I mean,
scruffy.
well, but it's one of those things, right? Like, my wife's telling me like, if you work for yourself, you got your own company, like that's sort of a symbol of, she thinks Tucker Carlson has good hair. I don't think Tucker Carlson
I
has
don't
good
think
hair.
and look, I'm a guy who's jealous of people with good hair.
Yeah,
I don't think Tucker got good hair.
I don't think it's bad hair. It just looks
No,
like,
there's nothing that I would say. If I had to choose between being bald and having Tucker Carlson's hair, it might be it may take a little bit of consideration. Wouldn't be an instant decision.
depends how pretty your head is.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got a pretty head, you can shave that. But so we get a haircut, talk about conversations, and so there's only two women in the place when I get there, and one's busy, the other one's open up. So I sit down, and I don't know, man. I prefer not to have a conversation while, and it's one of these places that got TVs everywhere, sports on and
Yeah,
everything.
and it's not like you can leave the AirPods in or anything either, though.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, I see people keeping, but then the guy behind me and him, but the man, they're just having a conversation. Him and the hairstylist,
The stylist, hair cutter, barber,
and they
hair cutting
are,
chick.
dude, they are talking about everything from cars to wanting to sell a car. I was I was amazed how widespread the topics they discussed, and I'm starting to feel like a little. Wait, should I be talking to this person cutting my hair because I feel like I'm being or is it her problem? Like, whose job is it
Hey, I'm
to,
paying you. You want entertainment? You better bring it.
And I don't want to seem mean. I guess that's what I'm sitting there thinking. Okay, am I looking like a chew because this guy who's getting his hair cut is being all, chatty, and I just want to sit here and hey, just like when they tie the thing around your neck, Aaron, let me know if it's too snug. And my line is always, if you see me pass out, it's too snug.
Hey, if you said that, you opened up the channel.
Correct. And she laughed. Yeah. And then,
Do you tip the person who cut your hair?
yeah,
Well, that's all the conversation they cared about.
yeah. You give them that, whatever the percent at the end or a dollar
Yeah.
amount. He just, because people pay, I'm a guy. I don't, it's a lot for me. I mean, what should a guy pay for a haircut?
Yeah, I know. I have zero idea.
I mean,
Last time I got a haircut, or when I was actually going to a place that it was, a nice place, not like Fantastic Sam stuff. When I used to go to a salon,
a
I was
salon.
probably
Yeah,
paying. Yeah, I was probably paying. Yeah, again,
dude, I'm
you know,
already thinking this is setting up to be.
probably the two. We weren't in the 2005s. It was 2000 single digits. Probably $30, $35.
Okay, well that was a long time ago, and that's a fancy salon. This place I
Yeah,
go
it was
to.
the kind where they'd give you beer while you were, or wine and stuff.
Oh, dude, that's okay. That's no. No, this one, the one I go to right here is it's like a sports clips, all right?
Yeah. That's I would think $20 ought to be plenty there.
Yeah, the 25. They're up to 25 now because I don't want any of the the Grand Slam. No,
Yeah,
don't rub me. I
be
don't
like
want.
$5 extra for a
I don't
hot
need
towel on your face.
I don't need a hot towel. I don't. I guess if I was going somewhere, okay, you can wash my totally. You got to go in the back to get your hair washed out, if that's the case, But no, I'm going straight home.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna wash it out myself, right? But I guess it's not a bad deal, And people would look at me and say, yeah, it looks like a $25 haircut, man. They get you fooled, man. My wife, oh man, what she pays. I guess most women do, right? Women, that's how they
I don't
got.
want to know because I think I don't know when it was either in the spring or at the big. I think it was in the spring that wife and daughter both went and got cut and color.
Oh,
Like no way. You talk about vacation. I don't want to know how much that
you're
costs.
about to say you didn't see that bill.
Uh.
No. Well, and I think it's because, it's the programming and God love them. Women, they should. Women are more concerned
Yeah.
about, right? Looking their best typically and realize that money needs to be spent, on looking your best.
Yeah.
Guys, maybe young guys, some young guys, I guess. I think guys of our age,
No, bro. They look.
man,
Like I
look,
said,
is my pants zipped? I
yeah.
mean, is anything falling off?
Like I said, way back when I stopped going to that place, it was I figured it was costing me like $2 a hair. Um, so I said I'm not. Yeah, it's not a good use of my money.
Yeah, like you said, the one the guy gave you some money back.
Yep, that's right. That's the last time I ever went. Sat. That's the last time I ever sat in a salon chair when it said that was charged me too much.
You know what? We just took a vote, and it's just not fair. We can't take your money for the
Yeah,
amount of work that was
bro.
done here.
It had to be the hat. We just thought you had more hair than that.
Well, and I've been talking to my wife about that. So she would go, and she's not a, not one of these people at all. She doesn't. I mean, she goes doesn't have to do, but she's not one of these people that's, oh, I got to go get a massage or I got to go get a
Yeah,
whatever. She
no,
but
Dara doesn't do that.
but like nails, right? And I get it. Nails are, you don't. She decided a couple weeks ago, like, because she can do her nails, she can do, the whatever. But after a few days, I was telling her, honey, whatever it costs, go do it because you are taking, how much of how much time it's taking to, and I don't want, I feel bad saying that, but like, oh, you having to put in too much work, babe. Go spend whatever you
Dude,
need
that
to
takes.
spend.
Look, I got aggravated. I'm telling myself, I got aggravated last weekend because one of my daughter's friends, who apparently does nails really well, came over here and did my wife's nails, and it was impeding on my TV watching time. And I said, "Can y'all just wrap this crap up or go in the other room?
What are
I
you
want to
doing
watch
doing
a show
nails in
that's
the
not
TV room?
appropriate for this young lady to watch."
Oh, is this? And you're watching him on your big brand new
That's right, with the freaking faulty Wi-Fi.
faulty Wi-Fi TV. I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Did you know there was TV repairmen still? They coming Thursday to fix my Wi-Fi.
You were lying. Seriously? What the heck?
I guess it was under warranty.
So they're fixing, but the TV.
The TV's fine. It keeps
Oh,
dropping the TV keeps dropping the Wi-Fi connection to the point, and it's not bad. I mean, it'll go, and then you got to restart it. For the past 2 days, I've been watching. Yeah, so it's 4 o'clock when we started this. I didn't turn the TV on once today, and like I said, I was by myself all day. I just watched like freaking cop, like arresting people videos on my phone.
oh, so
Like yeah, like DUI people.
yeah. It's like cops arresting people. I was on my way to get a haircut a little while ago, um, and I was reminded of how quickly I think society would break down, how easy it would be to break down. We had a thunderstorm, bad thunderstorms come through here a little while ago. I mean, just, but they passed, but it was very windy, very ominous, very ton of water fell, and apparently, get on Highway 6, not far from my house. You have to get on Highway 6 and cross Highway 90 and all kinds of things, overpass. It's train tracks. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot going on right there. You need the lights. The lights need, you know what I'm saying? Like it is, you wouldn't even know how to do flashing red.
No. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened, but the lights, like our lights to get across the train tracks, just got stuck on red. And I'm looking around and I can't see everybody, but all of a sudden you realize, oh, geez, this is going to get interesting. And then I look over and it's raining a little bit. Somebody got in a wreck. Okay, not a bad wreck, but they had a little fender bender on the train tracks.
On the track.
On the tracks. So I'm sort of out of one eye watching watching in front of me because I didn't want to get on. I mean, I'm not getting on the train tracks, right? I'm the car.
No, you don't want to get stuck on there.
I'm the car waiting to cross the train tracks right, exactly. Well, some chew comes around me because I guess I left a space and pulls up, and they had their window down. So I just felt the blind, man. My wife says I lean on the horn a little too much. So I'm like, right. This goes on for about a minute, 2 minutes, until finally the people in front, I kind of felt bad for them. When you're the person at the broken red light and you want to cross about 4 lanes of highway traffic, and you got 30 people behind you just like, let's go, let's go, knowing that you're the one that's taking your life in your hands, because once you block traffic, we're all coming with you,
Yeah.
you know. But made it, survived, but
Well,
wouldn't take
so.
much, man. Everybody talks about, oh, this, that, dude. All somebody needs to do is take out the traffic lights, and we have
Oh,
society.
dude, it shuts it down. And then you got the people, it becomes like a four-way stop. And then it's like, well, it's four-way until I'm like three cars from behind, and then I'm going. Yeah.
You you had a rolling. You
Not
didn't
me.
come.
No, I follow that stuff. I'm just talking about there's somebody going to go. They're going to be three cars going through. It's like,
You didn't
give
come
me
to
a
a
break,
full
man.
stop. Yeah, I had to get my car inspected last week. That was up to the point now, and I actually like the guys. But you want to bring it in and just say, "Hey, inspect it. Give me this. Do the thing to give me the sticker. I don't want to change no fluids.
Yeah, no
I don't.
filter.
I don't. Well, Mr. Martin, we recommended 60,000 miles of blah blah blah. Yeah, absolutely, you do. And you know what? If ever I get all that stuff runs out my car, I'm gonna come back to you
Yeah.
and say, please. Some of these fluids, I don't even know what they are, Juan, and I got no doubt that they are important. But I'm also of the mind they got some stuff like a transmission. Man, I think you just run with that until
Ah, dude, the cabin air filter is the one. Oh,
That's the
you get a
one.
you get a little dust in your car. Like, bro, a little dust.
Yep.
Am I right with a little dust?
Oh, the other thing we did this past week, my wife and I had to go to the DMV because 5 years ago we were able to renew online, but this was the 10-year, I guess.
Oh, all right.
And Houston has what they call mega centers. And you find one, and some of them is 2-3 weeks to get an appointment.
Wow. So you got to make an appointment.
Got to make an appointment. Or you can see there are some people that show up and they end up technically getting, but here's the deal. We had an appointment for 2:15 in the afternoon. We got there around 1:45, or because my son, when he was home the other day, went and he got in pretty quick. We get our things. We got to fill out these stupid forms. We sitting in. Dude, there is nothing more diverse than the DMV in Houston. I mean, you name it. Seriously, you name it.
I guarantee the one here ain't diverse.
Okay. I mean, and everything from we are sitting in a room with doctors and lawn.
Oh, I thought you meant the workers.
Oh, no. The workers were pretty uniform. But the customers. But we sit down. I get my numbers, and he gets her numbers. We were appointments number 230 and 231. We sit down. They were on about 115.
Oh,
But to their credit, dude, there are 64 bays.
oh, I got
64. So we waited a bit over an hour.
There used to be a DMV here that it was old school where you took the little dry cleaning ticket.
Ah.
And then and I always promised that I was going to do this, but I never had the guts to do it. Where it's like, because people just give up and leave. And I always said, all right, whatever number that they yell, the third time they yell it, I was like, oh, my bad, I'm coming.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense. And here's the deal. So I that's embarrassing. I bet you the better part of 10 years now, nervous about having to go back in and get my license. My eyes are pretty good. I don't wear glasses. But maybe with some help for like readers, I don't wear readers or anything. I probably look at screen. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
There's a good chance you shouldn't need glasses. They haven't gone bad by this point.
I mean, I've been blessed. I mean, I'm sure eventually I'm going to need something, but right now, I mean, I don't. But 10 years ago, when I went to get my license, she put the thing up there, and it was almost like getting an eye exam. You could look in there, and it was sort of like, read this line, and in one of my eyes, I forget which dominant eye, I nailed it. The other eye, I was like, oh crap. So I kind of took my best chance, and then she just went, try that one again. But then she wasn't even looking at me, so I just moved my head, and I put my good eye. I put my good eye on my better eye at the time, and I don't know, it's probably changed by now, and I got it. But I kept thinking, dang it, I'm going to probably fail my eye. But then I'm also thinking, I know they got people that see worse than me driving on these roads.
Yeah.
And there are people that can't see out of one eye. So as long as you can see good out of one eye, Shouldn't that be nice? But I am dreading getting
I
to
don't
this.
know. I guess it's the whole peripheral vision, but people who just have one eye can drive.
Correct. But here's the deal. So,
Yeah, I used to work with a guy who wore a
Juan,
patch, and he drove.
this has been the back of my mind for 10 freaking years. I've been thinking about dreading the time I'm going to have to go back and take the eye exam and she does it. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking around and there's no machine at this mega center. I'm like, oh, all right. And whatever. And I pay and I'd already paid. And then she says, okay, step back, whatever. And, take your picture. And she showed it because this one's good. I said, I don't think it's getting any better. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not a great angle. I got my head like this. I got, I probably accentuated some wrinkles, but it is what it is. That's what you're dealing with. And I asked her, I said, do people make you retake it? She goes, we'll take up to 3. I went, okay. So some
Wow.
people apparently. And then she says, hey, step back. And then she says, she holds up a little eye chart thing. And it's just like a paper, like a poster she's got. No machine, no nothing. And she says, read the bottom line. And because so they had the blocked, and I was thinking, wait, I paused because I was thinking, do I cover one of my eyes? Like what? No, just so I guess because I paused before I did anything, she literally kind of leans forward and puts it closer to me.
It's like chop, dude. They got time to give you no special license. Get out of here.
And I'm like, no. And I just wanted to say, no, I want to show off. I mean, I want to, yes, I can see that line. L.
Back
M.
up. Keep
No,
on
Joe,
going.
I want to do some tricks because I can see. I mean, I stood there and went, well, thank you, lady. That was very, so there you go, Juan. My 10 years of worry were for naught,
Well,
thankfully. And I
so-
guess hopefully I'm good to go for another 10 years.
Well, good. So something that wasn't 10 years ago, but was longer ago, 40 years ago today, July 13th, a day when countless performers and musical artists came together and learned once and for all that they should just stick to playing music. They don't count that much. Live Aid, one of the greatest concerts ever. As far as a concert, not that great of impacting global change.
Amazing concert, did nothing.
Yeah.
In fact, there's arguments, made it worse. Most of the money raised by Live Aid.
Yeah, some people got rich.
Exactly. Most of the money raised in Live Aid didn't end up where they wanted you to believe. And here's the deal. I like Bob Geldof, who apparently is, he did a good thing. I think he's all the
He
stories.
treated Michael Hutchins, Lord, I hate that dude.
There you go. Figured you would. Figured you would. But they made him a knight. He's Sir Bob Geldof.
Sir Bob.
I saw him speak one time. I know I told you that, and he wasn't bad. I saw him at a conference speak. But so I'm sure they meant well. They thought.
Oh yeah, no harm.
But no, none of that money. That's they didn't solve jack because because these people are not starving because of the famine and the drought.
Right. Homeless people in Louisiana or anywhere in the United States aren't homeless because they don't have a roof.
Well, and in this case, it was countries, it was governments. They starve people on purpose. So like you can raise all the money you want, and you can even send supplies. You know where those supplies are going to end up?
Right.
With the army. Who has the guns? That's who's going to get all that stuff, y'all.
And this just started a whole plethora of something aid concerts, most of which were probably good concerts, most of which also impacted zero change.
Well, I was looking here at the concert here, Live Aid. I was actually working at KLEB.
Were you?
I had a shift. Yeah, there was no TV in there. I missed most of Live Aid, man. But I had no idea, But the first band was a band called Status Quo. So here you go. Here's the lineup. Wembley Stadium from London.
Mm-hmm.
12:05 Status Quo. 12:25 Style Console. 12:47.
Oh, dude, I like the Style Council.
12:47 Ultravox.
I liked Ultravox.
Yeah, 118 was Boomtown Rats and Adamant.
Well,
147 was
what's his name was part of Boomtown Rats.
Correct. 147 was Spandau Ballet.
I'm all right with that.
204 was Elvis Costello. 218 was Nick Kershaw.
I like Nick back in the day.
249 was Sade. Then they started bringing out some heavy hitters. 318 was Sting, Phil Collins, and Julian Lennon.
And then Phil Collins hopped on the plane after that.
Hopped on the plane to head to Philadelphia. 353 was my man, Howard Jones. All right. 407 was Brian Ferry. 438 was Paul Young and Alison Moyer. And then they started cutting to
Formerly
America.
known as Yaz.
Yep. They started cutting to America. 5 o'clock, live from America was Bryan Adams. Then they came back to England. It was U2.
Dude,
went,
that was a performance.
Then they went back to America, and it was the Beach Boys, which I never could figure out. I
Dude,
think the English bands really adored the Beach Boys, and they just held them in high esteem.
When Brian Wilson died a month or so ago, I could have like gave two rats behinds about that.
Well, but you know what? Actually, that song, wouldn't be without
Wouldn't it
you.
be nice?
Yeah, that was a beautiful song.
Brian
And it
Wilson's fault
was,
that if he'd have just produced Charlie Manson, we wouldn't have had all that stuff. But I digress.
you're holding a grudge there, Juan. So 6 o'clock back in England was Dire Straits.
Okay.
6:21 back to America, Tears for Fears.
Dude.
We're starting to get good. All right. And here's where I think here to me must have been this is where it hit the peak. You went Dire Straits to Tears for Fears, 6:40, one of the most infamous or famous ever, Queen. Queen took the stage at 6:40 and changed the world.
The yellow jacket. No, he didn't have the yellow jacket
No.
on. He just
This
had
is just a
the
muscle
white
shirt.
beater.
Yeah. You got to feel
I
bad.
had the chills thinking about that. Man.
Yep. Back to America. You got to feel bad. Simple Minds had to follow that. 7:20 was David Bowie.
Why the hell was Simple Minds in America?
Don't know.
Well,
8 o'clock.
Bowie.
8 o'clock was The Who.
Okay.
8:21 was Santana and Pat Metheny from America.
Mm-hmm.
8:40 back in England was Elton John and Wham.
Yeah.
Then America went to the Thompson Twins and Nile Rodgers. And then the Wembley finale was Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Paul McCartney, and everybody came out there. But there you go. All those years ago, guys, when all the problems were solved.
Yep. I have a DVD of it.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's good stuff. Again, amazing point in history. Fantastic day. People meant well. Didn't accomplish jack.
What?
Squadoosh. That's what I got. All right. Speaking of that, guys. Speaking of eating, the buffet is before you know it. It is laid out. We're going to push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape in the sky. We hope it did. If you want to reach us, not hard, y'all. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
And right here.
Right here. Whatever you are, whatever you did, ta-da, do it again. You got us. Every week we tell you. Not a hint.
Nope.
We're not implying.
Not a request. Nope.
Not a little suggestion, y'all. It's a freaking
It's a freaking mandate, bro.
mandate from Dave and Juan to you. Go live your best life. Go
Gotta do it.
live your best life. If today was a bad day, hey, all that means you got something to look forward to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get better.
I got something to look forward to now. I hear my little grandbabies downstairs.
Oh, look out. Nature boy's back in the house. Juan's going to play with the grandbabies. But, well, good deal. Thankfully, I got no grandbabies right here.
Give it some time.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, everybody, have a fantastic week. Be careful out there. And we look forward to getting together with you again next week. Until then, be good. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So, I don't know, a couple of days ago, I was hitting a drive-through at my favorite local chicken establishment. I see this guy get out, and he's in a big old, like probably Ford F-250. Young guy, though, he got out, parked in the handicap spot and parked like half on the van, like where the van gets out. And I said, this jerk. And so I'm debating, am I going to tell him something? And he's got, he's got a Manning Passing Academy t-shirt on. So I'm sure he's some top-notch, self-important athlete or whatever.
Okay.
So then I said, well, the line's long. I got to get back to work. I don't want to cause a scene. But then I'm getting more and more annoyed as I'm, making a loop. So I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. So I come up with this. I said, when I get to the drive-thru and get my chicken, I'm going to tell the dude, got a guy in there, got a green Manning Passing Academy shirt. He's parked in the handicap spot. Go tell him that he's getting a ticket right now. And I'm thinking the guy just going to go tell the dude, like to be cool and go tell him. And then the dude's going to haul tail out for nothing.
Right.
I'm thinking, all right, at least I'm going to give him a headache. So the guy, when I said, for true? I said, yeah. He said, good. Good. He ought to get written up. I said, look at here. I got the honorable guy at the drive-through. I'm trying to be the liar.
You were trying to be the true. No, you know, he was the true. The guy parked in the handicap spot.
Right. I should have parked and cut his tire or something.
Flip. Should have done some vandalism. Hey, we don't encourage vandalism.
No.
Except that one, I would have given you a pass.
I'd have just let it out. I wouldn't have cut it.
Good way to do it.
So.
I'm mean, but I'm not that mean.
Right. I'm not going to cost you money. I'm going to cost you some aggravation.
There you go. Sounds like this show.
Yeah.
It's free. It's going to cause you a little aggravation.
Yeah, aggravation. Sometimes more than others.
It's over. Go home.